Welcome to the NBC 24 Academic Challenge. Here's your host, Norm Van Ness.
Well, hi there and welcome everyone to tonight's Academic Challenge. We thank you so much for being here with us tonight. The two teams that we have in competition for you, the team to my left from Ida, Michigan, we welcome them in. The team to my right from Tiffin, Columbian, we welcome them in as well. And again, we thank everyone at home for joining us for this season of Academic Challenge. We appreciate your support so much. Before we get started with our first round of questions, we're going to go ahead and read to you the rules as to how round one will be played.
In our buzz-in round, teams can buzz in when they think they know the answer. Each team will be awarded 10 points for every correct answer. If a team answers incorrectly, they will be deducted 10 points.
So now everyone at home knows the rules for round number one, and we invite you to play along. Try and keep up with these guys here as we go through our first round of questions. They have their plungers in hand. We're ready to go. So we'll get the round started with this, our first question. Buzz in if you know the answer. This animal took all of its spoils from a group hunting expedition, according to an Aesop fable. Hence, all or most of something is referred to it as its share. Tiffin, Columbian.
The lion's share.
The lion's share. That is correct. Next question. Off the southern tip of Manhattan Island, there are three very small islands, each now maintained either by the National Park Service or the Coast Guard. Name any two of the three. Ida.
Ellis and
Liberty.
Alice and Liberty is correct. Governors would be the third. We move to the next question. Name the westernmost U.S. state at the time of the Civil War. Ida.
California.
California would be a correct answer. The name of the Creole stew gumbo comes from an African word for, is it zucchini, rutabaga, collard greens, rhubarb, or okra? Ida.
Okra.
Okra is a correct answer. A U.S. Army intelligence officer was murdered by Chinese communists just a few days before the end of World War II. His name was used by Robert Welch in 1958 to found an ultra-conservative anti-communist organization known as what? Neither team with a try. We're looking for the John Birch Society would have been the correct answer. Evaluate the following expression. 6 factorial divided by 4 factorial, 2 factorial. Ida.
60.
60 would be an incorrect answer. We're looking for 15. We move to the next one. In the field of sports, what is significant about the distance of 60 feet and 6 inches? Tiffin, Columbian.
Distance from the pitcher's mound to the home plate.
That is the correct answer. To speed a difficult birth, a doctor may use which grasping instrument to extract the child? Tiffin, Columbian.
Forceps.
Forceps is a correct answer. In French, you'd ask, où se trouve le hospital? In Spanish, donde queda el hospital? What would you ask in English? Ida.
Where's the hospital?
Where is the hospital is correct. Next question. Janet had $40 and she bought a 2 CD set for $23.75 and a pair of socks for $8.25. What percentage of her money did she have left after the shopping trip? Ida.
20%.
20% is on the money. We move to the next one. Name the singer... name the singer and the song, which includes the following lyrics. Quote, how does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, a complete unknown? We need the singer and the song. All right, there's some adults screaming at the TV at home. It's Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone would have been the correct answer. Last question of the round. A prestigious Manhattan restaurant, a popular singing group in the 60s, and Alan Alda film and Antonio Vivaldi's masterpiece all share what name? Ida.
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons is the correct answer, and that ends the round. Ida now up 50-30 for Tiffin, Columbian very early in the game. We've got a lot more questioning to go. We'll do that after a break, and when we come back, we'll be meeting all the players in competition tonight. So please stick with us.
Nathaniel Gilmer, senior.
Erica Schultz, senior.
Zach McIntyre, junior.
Fraser Daniel, junior.
Robert Klepper, junior.
Gabriel Vargas, I'm a junior.
I'm Brendan Puffin. I'm a sophomore at Ida High School.
I'm Miranda Siffer, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Brett Pollock, and I'm a freshman at Ida.
In our volleyball round, the low point total team goes first. 10 points will be awarded for every question answered correctly. If a team answers incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to steal the question. And if they are correct, they get the following question. Questions will bounce back and forth until the round is complete.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So now you've had the opportunity to meet all of the players in competition tonight, and you also know the rules as to how we're going to play this, our volleyball round. And per those rules, Tiffin, Columbian, you guys will get the first question of the round. This will be that first question. What epochal figure in Christianity was born a Jew, reared in Asia Minor, spoke Aramaic and Greek, and was a citizen of Rome?
Jesus.
Jesus would be incorrect. Ida, a try?
Paul.
Paul is the correct answer, and we stay with Ida. This substance reacts explosively with water and is used in TV cameras and atomic clocks. It is potassium, potassium, acetylene, cesium, sodium pentothal, or aqua regia?
Potassium.
Potassium will be incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try?
Cesium.
Cesium is the correct answer. We stay with TC. What is secreted from the anatomical structures named after German pathologist Paul Langerhans?
Amino acids.
Amino acids incorrect. Ida, a try?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline would be incorrect. We were looking for insulin, and we stay with Ida. On May 14th of 1965, an acre of Runnymede was bequeathed to the United States as a memorial to whom?
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy is the correct answer. Tiffin, Columbian for you. Quote, more dull and commonplace, it would not be easy to reproduce. What November 19, 1863 speech was criticized with these words?
Gettysburg Address.
Gettysburg Address is correct. Ida, this one for you. This metal pot with a lid can be used to make a stew or to brew tea. What's the 6-letter word?
Kettle.
Kettle is correct. Tiffin, Columbian. If you want to open a White Castle or start a Jaguar dealership, you must acquire the right to do so from the corporation. What is that privilege called?
Franchising.
Franchise is correct. Back to Ida. It's the process of closing a company by turning its assets into cash to pay its creditors. What is that word?
Liquidation.
Liquidation is correct. Tiffin, Columbian. A concentrated solution contains a large amount of solute per volume of solution. What type of solution has only a small amount of solute per volume of solvent?
Hypotonic.
Hypotonic, incorrect. Ida, a try?
Dilution.
A dilution or a dilute is a correct answer, and we stay with Ida. In Austria, if you rent ein Auto in der Winter, you might need some of which fluid? Der Frosterschutz.
Antifreeze.
Antifreeze is the correct answer. Tiffin, Columbian for you. The life of a star could be characterized as a battle between nuclear fires of what other basic force?
Fusion and fission.
Fusion, fission, incorrect. Ida, try it that one?
Gravity.
Gravity would be the correct answer, and we stay with Ida. Not enough time for the next question. Ida is now up 120-60, but we're only 2 rounds through, so we're at halftime right now. Still a lot of game yet to be played. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll do our lightning round, so make sure you stay with us.
Welcome back to NBC 24's Academic Challenge. In our lightning round, the low point total team gets to go first and will be awarded 10 points for every correct answer. There are 0 deductions for incorrect answers, so guessing is encouraged. Each team can pass on a question, but will have to wait for it to be read in its entirety. Each team has 3 minutes to get in as many questions as they can in our lightning round.
Well, welcome back, everyone, into tonight's academic challenge between the teams from Ida and Tiffin Columbian. Per the rules, here in our lightning round, we're going to start with TC. They're going to get their first crack at their lightning round questions. 3 minutes on the clock to crank out as many answers as you can. We'll start the clock as I read this first question. The land at the intersection of the Blue Nile and the White Nile belongs to what country?
Egypt.
Egypt, incorrect. It's Sudan. Among the 2-letter postal abbreviations for the United States, this states is first alphabetically.
Alaska.
Alaska is correct. Napoleon met his Waterloo just 12 miles south of which capital city?
Brussels.
Brussels is correct. How was John the Baptist executed by King Herod?
Beheading.
He was beheaded. That is correct. What ghetto's rioters screamed, "Burn, baby, burn," in the summer of '65?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, incorrect. Technically, the ghetto was Watts. Next question. What major river is closest to Vatican City?
The Tiber.
The Tiber is correct. Is the population of India mostly Buddhist, Hindu, or Muslim?
Hindu.
Hindu is correct. The coast of Syria lies on which sea?
Arabian.
Arabian, incorrect. It's the Mediterranean. What is luteum?
Pass.
Pass. It is a chemical element. What animal did Jack trade for magic beans?
Cow.
Cow is correct. In this type of election, occurring on Super Tuesday, for instance, voters choose candidates who will run in a later election.
Primary.
Primary is the correct answer. What 2 Asian countries went to war on July 7 of 1937?
Japan and China.
Japan and China is correct. The first porcelain was developed on which continent in the 7th century?
Asia.
Asia is correct. In 1991, Macedonia declared its independence from which country?
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia is correct. The sharp, thin, pointed leaves of a fir tree are called what?
Needles.
Needles is correct. Identify the biggest river in the Netherlands.
Pass.
Pass. Looking for the Rhine. What's the last word in the Declaration of Independence?
Pass.
Pass. Looking for honor. What does Paul say in 1 Corinthians that the cup of wine represents in the Lord's Supper?
Blood.
Blood of whom specifically?
The blood of Christ. Yeah.
Blood of Christ is correct. Romanticism is associated with the revival of what earlier major style of architecture?
Baroque.
Baroque, incorrect. It is Gothic. What were the 2 most widely used languages in the Roman Empire?
Latin and English.
Latin and English, incorrect. It was Latin and Greek. What Roman Catholic observance falls on the day after Mardi Gras?
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday is correct. What property of solids makes them return to their original shape after they have been deformed?
Pass.
Pass. Looking for elasticity. Which city located at the Mount? Not enough time for that next question. Tiffin Columbian now up to 200 points, and we do the same for Ida. You guys will get 3 minutes on the clock to answer as many of these questions as you can. No penalties for incorrect answers, so if you think you know it, go ahead and shout it out. We'll start your 3-minute clock as I read this first question. What body of water was the location of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Mediterranean Sea.
Incorrect. It was the Dead Sea. In the field of printing, a full assortment of letters and symbols in one size and typically of the same type is called what?
Font.
Font is correct. Name any one of the 4 U.S. states with the most farm acreage.
Iowa.
Iowa would be incorrect. We were looking for Texas, Montana, Kansas, Nebraska. Located in the Texas Panhandle, which city's name is Spanish for yellow?
Amarillo.
Amarillo is correct. Zane Grey wrote about which region of the United States?
West.
West is correct. The body of the balalaika, a musical instrument of Russia, is shaped like what?
Triangle.
A triangle is correct. Name one former Soviet republic bordered by Afghanistan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, incorrect. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan are the 3 we were looking for. How often does an event occur if it is said to be semi-diurnal?
Every 500 years.
Incorrect. That would be twice a day. What's the term for the watertight shell of a ship?
Hull.
The hull is correct. Who said the lesson of Watergate was, quote, just destroy all the tapes?
Nixon.
Nixon would be correct. Because the dog has a notochord or a hollow nerve cord that extends down its back, which phylum is it placed in?
Chordata.
Chordata is correct. Similar to flounder, which flatfish fish is served as a fillet, especially in its Dover and lemon varieties?
Tuna.
Tuna incorrect. It is the sole. What country borders Bangladesh on 3 sides?
India.
India is correct. During an 1832 expedition, Lake Itasca was discovered to be the source of which river?
Nile.
Nile incorrect. It's the Mississippi. The ancient city of Luxor was situated on the banks of what river?
Tiber.
That would be incorrect. It is the Nile. Identify President Cleveland's second year in office.
1884.
1884 incorrect. It was 86. In English grammar, what type of pronoun begins a subordinate clause?
Subjugating.
Subjugating incorrect. It is a relative. What is the most read novel by Charles Dickens, and it's about child labor?
Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist is correct. These are whole numbers used for counting, including 0 and negative numbers.
Integers.
Integers is correct. Name the notorious prisoner released by Pontius Pilate at the Feast of Passover.
Barabbas.
Barabbas is correct. On the banks of what river would you find not enough time to answer that question? We've tightened the game up a little bit now. Only 30 points separating these two teams as we now enter into our final round. It is our final challenge. Find out who advances in our tournament right after this break.
Welcome back to NBC 24's Academic Challenge. The teams have made it to the final challenge. This is a buzz-in round, and each question will stop being read once a team buzzes in. Each team will be awarded 10 points for every correctly answered question. When answered incorrectly, the opposing team gets to hear the question in its entirety and has a chance to steal. The only thing separating these teams from victory and defeat is our final challenge.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We still have a pretty close game here as we enter into our final challenge. We did make one scoring correction. We went back and double-checked the points, and Tiffin Columbian's actually sitting at 190 now, and Ida is still at their 230. Both teams have been briefed on the rules for round number 4. It's a 4-minute round. They've got their buzzers in hand, so good luck to both teams. We'll start at the clock with this first question. It is estimated that the Earth weighs 6 sextillion tons. How much more would the Earth weigh if 1 sextillion tons of concrete and stone were used to build a large wall? Tiffin Columbian.
6 sextillion tons.
That is correct. The East Coast has hurricanes. The West Coast has earthquakes. The Midwest has tornadoes. Where is the safest place to go in the U.S. free from most natural disasters? Name the southwestern state where it doesn't get too cold, humidity is low, and there is no heavy snow or rain. Ida.
New Mexico.
New Mexico would be the correct answer. How many calories are released when 100 grams of water cools from 90 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius? Ida.
7,000.
7,000 would be correct. Bob Dylan is one of the most popular modern musicians, but Dylan is not his original name. His real name is Robert Zimmerman. He borrowed his stage name from his favorite poet. Who is it? Neither team with a try. We're looking for Dylan Thomas. Next question. Normal eye pupils in daylight are fairly small. What adjective describes pupils that cover a large area of the iris? Ida.
Dilated.
Dilated would be correct. Of all the air pollution in the United States, this organic substance accounts for 35% of carbon dioxide and 70% of sulfur dioxide. Ida.
Coal.
Coal would be the correct answer. Started in 1965, this federal program offers services for handicapped and disadvantaged preschoolers. What is it called? Ida.
Equal Care Act.
Equal Care, incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try.
Head Start.
Head Start is the correct answer. Tiffin gets the credit. We move to the next question. In the song Shenandoah, what river and state of the same name is mentioned? Ida.
Mississippi.
Mississippi, incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try.
Colorado.
Colorado is incorrect. It is actually Missouri would be the correct answer. In contrast to realism, which aims at a faithful reproduction of reality as perceived by the senses, romanticism attempts to capture the play of the imagination. Which of these writers was not a romantic? Coleridge, Donne, Shelley, Byron, or Wordsworth? Ida.
Shelley.
Shelley would be incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try at that one?
Wordsworth.
Wordsworth, incorrect. We were looking for Donne, would have been the correct answer. Express the following as a continued ratio in lowest terms. Half day to 9 hours to 3 hours. Ida.
4 to 3 to 1.
4 to 3 to 1 is correct. Why does Belgium depend heavily on its trade with other countries? Ida.
It's landlocked.
It is landlocked, would technically be incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try.
It's really small.
It's really small. That would be incorrect, too. We were basically looking for the fact that they have very few, if any, natural resources. We'll move on to the next question. 2 men are credited with starting the Mormon religion in the early 19th century. One was the founder, and the other brought the religion to the West. Can you name them both? Ida.
John Smith and Brigham Young.
That would be incorrect. Tiffin, Columbian, a try.
Joseph Smith and Brigham Young.
Joseph Smith and Brigham Young would be the correct answer. What is the first right in the Miranda warnings? Ida.
You have the right to remain silent.
And you didn't, and you get credit because that is the correct answer. And that is also, consequently, the end of the game. Pretty close, a very high-scoring game. Ida, though, pulls it out here in the end. They will be advancing in our tournament. We have to congratulate the team from Tiffin, Columbian, racking up some very nice points there as we went throughout our game. We want to thank everyone at home for being with us for tonight's academic challenge. And as always, we invite you to come back in next week and check out our next game. Until then, we'll see you. I'm Norm Van Ness.
Thanks for watching Academic Challenge. Be sure to check out the schedule and more at NBC24.com. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Academic Challenge. Here's a look at some of the upcoming matches. Thanks for watching Academic Challenge.